Good morning. I'm going to do something a bit different today, and I want to talk about somebody that I admire greatly, Michael Jordan, and some of the lessons that I've learned from him about expectations in life. First of all, I just want to read you this. The secret to all happiness is low expectations. Too much expectation leads to sadness. And even Shakespeare got into this act. He said, expectation is the root of all heartache. So that, to me, seems to be signalling that you shouldn't have any expectations of yourself at all, or that your expectations should be low so that you're not getting any sadness, low so that you're not getting any heartache in life, and just about high enough that it's not giving you any pressure, no fear, no anxiety. Well, those two things, like I said in one of the last videos, are facts of life. Fear and pressure are there all along. So let me just give you the first quote from Michael Jordan. And he said, if you accept the expectation of others, especially negative ones, then you never will change the outcome. And for me, the older I get, the more I actually like human beings. When I'm growing up and there's so much panic, there's so much bullshit in life, I went through horrible teenage years. Oh, this is lovely. Horrible teenage years in the sense of shyness. I was very shy, and sometimes that shyness really it overtook me, and I took that out on humans, and I said I didn't like human beings. I used to always quote this thing from a guy called G.K. Chesterton, and he said, the more I get to know human beings, the closer I become to my dog. And I really thought that was a cool quote. Now, I sort of like human beings. At the same time as I do like humanity, and I do like humans in general, I find that the older I get, the more mature I get, the less I tend to listen to other human beings, and the more I tend to take my own counsel, or I listen to very few human beings. There's a few people in my life that I value their opinion, and I listen to those. And when it comes down to people whose expectations of me I am guided by, that's even less. And I think that's a good way of looking at life, is to be, keep your counsel well, look after, you're the one that is inside your brain, you're the one that's running your life, you're the one that knows the ins and outs of these things. And if you can find the truth in it, if you can come across the truth in life, your own truth, then you're the best person to judge. Sometimes it's good to hear from other people, because if it's somebody that is close to you and somebody that you trust, they can give you a valuable insight into a very general, broad outlook on your life and where you're headed. So many people tried to tell me about my drinking when I was drinking, and I didn't listen to the people that I should have been listening to, like my dad. But that's part and parcel of the thing. The second quote from Mr. Jordan that I want to talk about is, he says that you have to expect things of yourself before you can do them. And for me, that's a bombshell in and of itself. What is the point of heading towards anything if you've got really low expectations of yourself? Since I stopped drinking alcohol, my first goal was be a better dad, and then that turned into trying to live the best possible version of myself within the best possible version of my life. Now, if you've got low expectations, then that best possible version of yourself is going to be affected by those low expectations. Do you get what I mean? So the more experience you can have, the more knowledge you can garner for yourself, I think the more general knowledge that you can have, and the more specific knowledge in the area that you're trying to excel in. And like I said in one of the last videos, don't worry about perfection, but you can excel. And being excellent in something is a very personal thing. It's very subjective, but it's something that you can work on, and you can only do it through focus, right? You need to focus. You need to focus your mind in order to get there. That's one of the things around here that you have. There's a few cyclists coming around, but it's quite good. Anyway, the more experience that you have, the more knowledge you have about yourself, the more understanding you will have about yourself and about your journey and about your expectations. And to be honest with you, the more distance I put, the more I get into this new journey, the more I understand that my expectations, they have become a guide to how far I'm going in life. Your expectations when you stop drinking will be based around who you are at that time. I mean, my expectations now, 9 years later, are based around who I am now. They're based around the knowledge that I have, the experience that I have of life, and the self-understanding that comes about because of that, right? But it's a far cry from where I used to be. So where I used to be was based around hiding. Where I used to be, my understanding was based around, as soon as things got tough, I had an automatic reaction, which was to drink alcohol. And that's going to lead you down a deep, dark tunnel into a cave that is very difficult to extricate yourself from while you're drinking, while you're taking that drug, while you're escaping from life. I mean, I've always said that it's only a realization that I came to after I stopped drinking alcohol, was that the life you want to build, the best possible version of yourself and the best possible version of that life, should be a life that you don't want to escape from. You don't want to take a break from. It's one of those things, So the last quote that I want to draw from Mr. Jordan about his expectations were, he says, take it to the next level. Don't just bend rims, and I presume he means the rim of the basketball. Bend expectations. Let your game speak. I think to let your game speak, I'm thinking about this from the perspective of showing other people the way. I mean, like I said, I stopped for my son, and I wanted to not just stop drinking and be a good dad. I wanted to show him a good example, and to lead him down a better path than I had been leading him down. So that is by letting my game speak, in terms of letting my actions speak louder than my words. There's no point in saying shit if you're not doing it, because all your words are going to fall on deaf ears. So if you want others to stop drinking, if you want others to especially your children, you have to lead by example. You have to show by example. And I think one of the ways of doing that is to focus on your own expectations and bend those expectations. Like I said, it's one of the ways that I've moved forwards in life. One of the ways that I can gauge how far forwards and how much my life is improving, because my expectations are rising. My expectations about myself, and what I can do and what I can achieve and what I can think and what I can learn. That's a great thing. If you are starting out on this journey and you want some help to stop drinking alcohol, then we have a free course there. It's over on the website. It's the quick start guide to preparation. Just leave your name and email address. Click on the link down below. It's there to give you clarity, a bit of confidence that you can do this, and to give you the courage that you can step across that line and start this journey, that you can live a life essentially and eventually without alcohol. So I suppose the final message for this video is, you get the chance to set your own expectations. So why should you have low expectations about yourself or other people, for that matter? I don't think you should expect you should have low expectations about other people, because the people who are not living up to your own expectations of them, apart from family, they're the people that you should seriously consider departing from. You can have a lot of success in life because of the people that you surround yourself with, and you can really be a failure in life because of the people that surround you with. Every one of us starts out drinking because for the most part we were cajoled into it by other people. So have high expectations of what you think other people should be in your life, but especially about yourself. I mean, this is all about you and what you can do in your control, and how you can control your life, and how you can make things happen in your life. Anything outside of your control is really bullshit at the end of the day. So have high expectations, live for those expectations. Your expectations will rise as you move through this journey. So I'll bid you adieu, hasta luego, bye bye. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Habits for You Too. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Keep your expectations up. Onwards and upwards. Bye.